What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Live Locks presented by Scores and Odds. If you haven't checked it out already, just making bad life choices, going over to scoresandodds.com where you got picks from me, Meansy, Daniel, all the greats. Plus, you get access to our nice little prop shipping tool where you can see exactly what we have projected for each individual prop, plus where the best lines are at. Most importantly, you get access to Grant's Action Lounge. What is Grant's Action Lounge? Well, it's my Discord. Just go to scoresandodds.com/Discord, throw it there in the chat, and you can get access to all my picks so you can get them in before the lines end up moving, and they almost always move. So go get signed up for Scores and Odds and get in that Discord. It's that simple. We got a decent amount of basketball today. Normally on Tuesdays, not a ton of basketball, but today we have what, 6 games? No, we have more than that. 7 games, 8 games. We have a lot of games. I think, yeah, I think it's 8. But I got a decent amount of bets. There'll be more rolling in throughout the day over in the Action Lounge. But we've had a pretty solid year so far. Sitting up since we started doing this February, 62K. That's just in bets I've made before noon, Monday through Friday. Yeah, overall, done pretty well. Up 29 Gs in NBA, 8.5K in NFL. Much more than that if you're over in the Action Lounge because most of the bets come in on Saturday and Sunday. But yeah, we got bets. Let's get into this. Starting off with Paolo Banchero over 31.5 points, rebounds, assists, -108 at FanDuel, -110 over at Betway or DK, -113 over at Caesar. I hit this multiple times, and it's because it's just an awful line. He's been averaging over this on the season, averaging over this month. He's going up against the Lakers. Lakers are the second pace team in the NBA. There is absolutely no reason the line should be this low. It should be about 33.5 would be my guess, 34.5, which may not seem like much, but it is. I wonder what we have projected for. 33.87 is one of my favorite bets on the board. Absolutely love it. Also hitting his over on points, 20.8, -118 over at FanDuel. This is just a bad line. Again, they don't have anyone to really guard him without AD in the lineup there. There's absolutely no reason it should be this low. Other bets from this game, just random little ones. Beverly over 3.5 rebounds, -122. I projected a 4. Lonnie Walker under 2.5 rebounds, -104 over at FanDuel. I am projected for just under 2. It's been hitting a pretty decent clip. Pat Bev under 7.5 points, -128 over at Caesars and Friends. Wagner over 18.5 points, -120 over at FanDuel. We have him projected for, I think, 19 and yep, almost 20 here. Line's going to keep moving there, -120. But I got over at FanDuel. We can get it over at other spots. Let's see. This is a little prop shopping tool. Yeah, moved all the way up to -151 over at Caesars. I mean, some big money's probably coming in on it. Joel Embiid over 45.5 points, rebounds, assists, -109 over at Caesars. Embiid has just been on absolute tear. Also took his over 31.5 points, -125 over WinBet, -106 over at Superbook. I love this bet here. Embiid's been on an absolute tear. We're gonna pull up his game log here. Well, Embiid, no one can really stop him. Gets a matchup going up against Washington. Embiid 35, 44, 22. It's just a weird game, a little bit of a blowout. 28, 34, 31, 53, 38, 39, 35, averaging 35.9 points this month. Close to 10 rebounds per game, 3.9 assists per game. He's just been on absolute ridiculous tear recently. No reason that this should be this low. Yeah, that's nice. I always forget about this little tool here. Yeah, historical props. Let's see this. I forgot about that. But yeah, just absolute ridiculous tear. Hammer the over. Tobias Harris over 5.5 rebounds, -120 over at FanDuel. Having project for over 6 in this spot. Let's see. Jason Tatum over 29.5 points, -105 over at WinBet. This is specifically a WinBet bet. So just it's not always where you can bet that just at any line. You have to factor in odds. Obviously, if you have a 10% ROI and you're getting bets at +110 and other people are getting bets at, or +120 and the other bets that people are getting odds at -100, +100, you're going to be making 10% ROI. Other people are going to be making zero money. So this one is specifically at -105. I don't hate it up to 115. Still offers a small amount of value, but don't love the bet. He's just been on an absolute tear recently, averaging close to 40 points per game over the last 5 games. There is absolutely no reason that Wynn should have it at minus 105. I don't even know if they still have it at 105. We have him projected for 33, so our projections loves this bet. But I don't love it quite as much. I'm mostly hitting it because minus 105 is just a stupid number. DeJounte Murray over 5.5 rebounds, minus 113 at FanDuel. I'm fairly certain this line has moved quite a bit. No, it's still at minus 122. Really? Oh, yeah. Or no, I got it minus 113. Minus 122 offers a moderate amount of value, not much. I wouldn't hit it. Buddy Hyde under 3.5 3-pointer made, minus 125 over at FanDuel. Scotty Barnes under 15.5 points, minus 121 over at Caesars. Barnes has been very erratic with his scoring recently. Gets a tough matchup here going up against the Clippers. I assume that Kawhi or Paul George is going to be guarding him in this spot here. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Kawhi is on Siakam. Maybe George is on Van Vliet, but I would assume it's going to be Scotty Barnes. Matchup's a little bit better. So under 15.5 points, even at minus 121 is a solid number. We currently have projected for, I think, 13.4 in this spot, 13.64. So just too high of a line here. Dylan Brooks under 3.5 rebounds, minus 136 at FanDuel. I'm guessing that line has moved pretty drastically. Probably not worth it anymore. Dylan Brooks, yeah, minus 135 is the best lines at points bet. So if you can get it at points bet, do it. But at FanDuel, I think it's moved to minus 150. Yeah, minus 150. So a little bit tougher over there. Steven Adams over 7.5 points, minus 118 over at FanDuel. Luka over 30.5 points, minus 125 over Wynn. If you don't have Wynn in your state, I think there's PointsBet and MGM has better lines. Yeah, minus 120 over at MGM. It's moved to 31.5 over at FanDuel, minus 120 over at DK. So you can still get pretty solid lines on that. Luka's just been on an absolute tear recently. Just been fantastic. Match versus Knicks. Knicks giving up the 8th most points in the paint. Should be a close game. I think it's a 5-point spread here. If Luka plays a full complement of minutes, he's hammering the over on this line. Draymond Green over 7.5 points. I've hit the under on this pretty consistently. You get this minus 115 over at Caesars. But this is a matchup versus Charlotte. Charlotte is not a good defensive team. 27th, I believe, in the league. They are, I think, 11th in pace, but with LaMelo in the lineup, they run at a bit higher pace. 7.5 points, way too low here. We currently have projected for 9.4. Jordan Poole over 26.5 points, minus 121 over at Caesars. Let's see where else it's at. I think there was a better line on, yeah, minus 120 over at MGM. Moved to minus 133 over at Caesars. Moved to 27.5 over at FanDuel. So it's moving. Get minus 120 at Caesars or DK. Pool, we have projected for, I think, close to 30, over 30, 30.91 in this spot here. He's been on a fantastic run. Matchup versus Charlotte, again, one of the best in the league. Easy over. Draymond Green under 7.5 assists, minus 120 at FanDuel. Just a bit too high. We have him projected for, I think, 6.5 here. Let's see. Draymond Green, yeah, 6.59. Let's go ahead and check out Parlay IQ, see if anything's popping here. Lonnie Walker under points. Seems to always be popping. I might end up hitting that, but as of right now, I'm staying away. 8 and over 29 points plus assists. I might end up hitting some of these. I like that one. I like the points and rebounds. I like the points. SGA under 5.5 assists plus 112. With Giddey back in the lineup, he's seen a drastic decrease. Let's see. Surprised SGA points isn't popping. Might just be a bad line over at FanDuel. Let's see, Horford. I don't bet Horford anymore. Halliburton over 19.5 points. Pretty solid there. I like that line match versus the Hawks. Again, Murray might be guarding him instead of Trey, but still probably too low of a number there. Last up, got Zubac under 19.5 points plus rebounds. I'm not a huge fan of that. Yeah, that's it. The show again, guys. Go get signed up over at Scores and Odds. Get in the Action Lounge. I'll be throwing in more bets throughout the day. We're out of here. Later, kids.